Hey everybody, Aja here, and today is Throwback Thursday. I'm coming to you live on my Blood Elf Priest, Hillbilly, and today we're going to be taking a look at Ghostlands. Ghostlands is a level 10 to 20 zone as you're leveling Horde side. To the north of us, we're going to see Eversong Woods, and to the south of us, we're going to see the Eastern Plaguelands. Now, within this zone, there are lots of things that you can find. The battle pets that are discovered here that are completely on this zone only is going to be the larva and the spirit crab. Other pets that you can find is a maggot, a rat, a small frog, a snake, a spider, and a toad. Because who doesn't love all these battle pets? There's also a rare here that you can find. His name is Dr. Witherlib, and if we happen to discover him, I'll give you a look at him, but he doesn't really drop anything of major importance that's going to be able to help you through your area. Now I'm taking you to the first village that you're going to come across, and that village is called Golden Mist Village. Now this village was pretty much destroyed when the Scourge came, and it's now haunted by all sorts of aggressive little ghosts that you're going to find all throughout here. There's nothing really unique other than these spirits can really eat at you if you are low level. There is still a working fountain right here in the center of it, but other than that, there's not really much else that you're going to see here. So we're going to move on to a little more interesting part of the area, and we're going to head down to a place called Sanctum of the Moon. And Sanctum is not really such a place as it is just kind of like a building. It's Sanctum. What it does is it is supposed to help harness the magic of the land and to help the High Elves control this magic to defeat people, the Scourge or whatnot. However, this Sanctum is still in ruins, and because the Sanctum is still in ruins right here, there are coming all these enemies that should not be here. They are very bizarre creatures, and they are called the Arcane Devourers and the Mana Shifters. And it's all because this magical sanctum is still in ruins, and so its energy is pouring out into the lands rather than being harnessed and being able to use to fight back the Scourge. Moving on down a little bit more to the south of the area, we're going to be coming up on a not really famous place, but rather the people that come from here are well known about the game, and that's the Wind Runners. Everybody has heard of Salonus, of course. She's probably one of the hottest NPCs that you're going to see in the game, right? So we're going to take a look down here at where she is from, like her actual home village. And there's actually a couple of things that you can find down here to help you through your quest and through your journey while you're questing. Some artifacts and remnants that have been left behind by the family. So we're going to go over here and we're going to see what we can find. See if there's anything of any kind of help. Now protecting this is the Stonewing Slayers here, which of course don't pose any threat to me being such a high level, but I'm sure they can be quite gruesome at a lower level. So the village itself really doesn't have anything. What we're really going to be wanting to look at is the Windrunner Spire, which is just a little farther south than what we are now, but it's not too far of a run. Now this guide is going to take quite a bit longer than some of the other guides, being that there is no flying. It's one of the only zones that does not have flying, and as much as we would like it here, it's just not going to happen. It just was not in the cards for us. So here we are headed up to the Spires, which is guarded by fallen rangers that kind of look like banshees. I'm sure it would be a hassle doing this when you are such a low level. But again, it's not too bad when you're a higher level like I am. So I'm just going to jump down here and see if I can't find some treasure. I'm pretty sure there's some located somewhere around here. Here we go. Let's see what's in this box. just some copper, herbs, some food. Nothing of too exciting, I was expecting something a lot more. You'll find some books and bookcases. But so yeah, so much for something awesome to help you with your journey like was promised, huh? Such a letdown. Anyways, let's mount back up. And we're going to be heading down to probably the most interesting part of this area. This next part that we're going to is called the Death Home. And the Death Home is the headquarters for the Scourge. It's where the Dark Scar actually starts. It's where they first band together to spread the plague throughout the land, and they made their march from Death Home all the way up into Sunwell. And by they, I mean Arthas and his Scourge when they were taking over. And it's left this huge, deep scar all the way up the map into the other zones. And this is actually the starting place of it all. So we're going to come down here, we're going to take a closer look at it. And right in the center of this area of Death Home, there's going to be a tower called Tower of the Damned. And Tower of the Damned is where the traitor Darkon, don't kill me if I butcher the name, Darkon Home, it's where he resides at. And Darkon is the traitor that has betrayed this whole entire area, and he's actually the one who let the Scourge in and gave them the foothold that they needed in order to take over and to start all this hardship and to control everything and to bring everything about. Without him, none of this would have ever happened. And maybe I'm giving him a little bit too much credit, but that's pretty much sums it up. And he's actually still in here somewhere. Right there he is. Zoom in there so you can see it better. He's actually running up. Oh, we have somebody else in here. Hello. But there he is. Good look at him. He is the traitor, the Blood Elf traitor. So sad for him. So there he is. Let's go ahead and kill him. There we go. That's what you get. So let's come back out here. So again, without his help, Arthas would have never been able to achieve everything that was achieved. So when you want to blame somebody, definitely blame this guy. Not a good guy. So, and if you look here, you'll see this pit of bones, the floating crystals. It's a very unique area. And this is just where everything kind of started. And they began their march. Alright. Now on out of here. You'll get a closer look at the dead scar. Again, like I said, on this you can see how it travels all the way up here. Let's zoom out and go into the next area so you can see. Well, I don't have it discovered. Awkward. But you can still continue seeing it. It's gone all the way through here. Let's see. All the way up this island, which would be right here. Sunwell's right here. Awkward that I don't have it discovered. Not on this dude anyway. So I couldn't actually show you the whole path, but that's the way it goes. So the destruction, no plant life or anything. This was a long time ago this happened. So it's had a lot of time to try to heal, but you can just see the destruction that's still going on here. You can just imagine the army marching all the way down. And they marched all the way down to take Kel'Thuzad to Sunwell to be able to raise him up and make him a lich. So that was pretty awesome. I do like the green dotted trees. It kind of reminds me of the expansion that we're in now with all the fell everywhere. It's just very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bank our way down and around. And we're actually going to come to the pass here, which is where you would enter it coming from a different zone. So here we are, going down the path. There's not really a whole lot down this path, but I do want to show you the gate that's down here. So we're going to actually make this trip. And it shouldn't take too long. We're almost there. And here we go. This gate was believed to help keep out people who aren't supposed to be in. It's the elf gate that sealed off the Quel'Thalas, don't kill me if I'm butchering it, from Lordaeron. Now if we go up and you look closer, you can see that it's covered in the Scourge banners. These banners were probably placed when Darkons Home let them sneak in, and when they took down this gate, they just covered it in the flags, and you can see the bones and the loitering of the weapons, where they just totally took it over. And here you can see the front view of it, where it's got a couple of more flags on there. It's just a massive gate. Now if you keep going down this road, you're going to come to a portal, and this portal, Blizzard put this portal in here to keep people who didn't have the BC expansion from being able to enter into the zone. So there's really nothing real special from that, but if you are coming in from the south, like coming in from Eastern Plaguelands or from any of this, you can't just fly over into this zone. There's an invisible wall that goes all the way through, and so you can't fly over there. So you have to come through this exact path right here in order to go through the gate to even be able to enter this area. So it makes it kind of difficult if you're trying to fly down here. So we're going to get back on track, and we're going to take you through the rest of these parts of it. And where we're coming up now is actually the dungeon instance that came from Cata. And this dungeon instance, you can only go in on heroic. There was no normal mode. It was just a heroic dungeon. It was actually probably one of my favorites. It was called Zola Mod. Zola Mod was just awesome. And I'm actually not going to go in to show you Zola Mod. I'm just trying to do the zone today. But in Zola Mod, you could actually get this mount right here, the Amani Battle Bear. Let's zoom in here so you can actually take a look at that. He's pretty unique, really easy to get, and it's very soloable at this level. So definitely, if you haven't gotten this mount, now is the time to go back and get it, that's for sure. And you don't need any help doing it. You just gotta go in and free the prisoners from the bosses. You have a timer that's gonna be at the top of your screen, and once that timer hits 0, you've run out of time. You can no longer loot this bear, but it's a guaranteed drop as long as you've released the prisoners within the allotted time that's on your screen above. Now after you down each boss, as you're going to it, a little bit of time is going to be added onto it. So I think you get up to like 25 minutes, which is way more than enough time to do at level 100. And as you're coming up through here, this is a troll area, and the trolls actually were the first people here in Ghostlands. They were pushed back into this area by the Blood Elves, and the Blood Elves just kind of took over everything. So here we are, coming up here. This is one of your only flight passes as well, so you definitely might want to make sure to grab it. And the instances are right up top. There's nothing really more interesting to see here. You can see all the blood off bones here, the skulls that they've decorated the area with. But that is about it. Another thing that you're going to be able to get in this dungeon is Mojo. And Mojo is actually my favorite pet in the entire game. He is just super awesome. Let me summon him out and dismount. And the reason he is so awesome is there's a lot of battle pets, and he's not necessarily a great battle pet to use per se, but he's one of the only pets that you can actually interact with. If you target him and you kiss him /KS and enter, he's gonna whisper you a little naughty something. Oops. Let me get my map out of the way so we can look and see what he said. He says, "Listen, hillbilly, I know a little swamp not too far from here." He's trying to take me back to the swamp. If he also noticed, he also turned me into a frog. Let's do it again so you can see it. There you go. Oh, I gotta hit slashed. Awkward. And he whispers me again and says, "Your lily pad or mine," and he would just chase me. Now, if another player targets your Mojo and does the same thing, he's going to do the exact same thing. He's going to change them into a frog, and then he would chase them around until the effect wears off. So he's just really unique, and I just thought it was really awesome that they put something like this into the game. So we're going to mount back up, and we're going to take you to the last couple of places. Again, I apologize. I know this video is longer than the other ones, but no flying. What can you do, huh? In this area, it's a decent place to farm some of your stuff that you need as you're leveling up. Let's see. You've got all kinds of herbs that you can get. There's the peace bloom, there's the silver leaf, the earth roots, the mage royal, the bruiseweed. As far as mining, you've got copper ore and tin ore and silver ore. So there are lots of things to choose from here. Now, next that we're going to is Sanctum of the Sun, and I actually kind of went past it just a little bit. We're going to go upstairs. Sanctum of the Sun is the sister of Sanctum of the Moon, which essentially does the same thing, except this one's not broken. This one actually works. So rather than it laying in ruins, you can actually see it working up there, which is pretty awesome for the effect. And like I said, these gather magic that's throughout the lands that helps the Blood Elves to absorb some of this magic to help fend off the Scourge. And that's what this is for. So behind here, there was a little secret route that was put into play that will take you to Tranquilin. And Tranquilin is a little zone in the map that is used for leveling. It's one of your main towns, and during the Third Ward it was actually abandoned and it kind of disappeared because there was nobody there. But now that they've made a comeback, they've turned it into to a base for the Blood Elves and the Forsaken to use it to launch attacks against the Scourge as they try to take back the Ghostlands. So what's really cool about this area is through all the damage and all the ruins that you see through Ghostlands, there is this beautiful statue right here, and I personally just think it's gorgeous. So moving on, we're going to be going to a little north. We're going to be going to Suncrown Village. Now, Suncrown Village was, as well, left in ruins, and it's pretty much just full of the crept fiends, which are pretty much Nerubian, and they have a leader there. There's not really a whole lot to see here either. The best part about this entire zone is the storyline of where the Scourge made their march with Arthas all the way down to Sunwell, and they left the deep scar within the zone. Like I said, not too much to see, just lots of cobwebs. Kind of spooky. Up here there's like a little island that's gonna harbor a cave, and this is where the Blood Knights, which are the Blood Elf Paladins, right up here across the water. There's a little cave. They go here and they test their abilities, and they train, and you're gonna have a couple of quests should you be a paladin within that area. moving on along, we have 2 more points of interest that you might want to see. The next place is the Dawn Star Spire, which is right here. And this is where, make sure I'm in the right spot. Oh wait, no, we skipped a spot. Sorry. We are at the Forest Strider Enclave. This is where you can go to find work or, missions, where they are trying to reclaim the area. Which is pretty much all here. You see all these, and you get lots of rep here doing the quests. Have a better look at it. It's hard to get good angles because, again, I can't fly. So we're gonna head back a little bit more. We're actually gonna head to Dawn Star now. Didn't mean to pass that up for you guys. But right here, since we're here anyway, is a crypt, a catacomb, which is pretty much in here. You're just gonna see mummies and burials of the forest trolls that are indigenous of this land. There's not many of them left. Like I said, the Blood Elves kind of took them apart when they took over. They very small population, but this is their crypt. It goes all the way through the map onto the other side. If you want to take a look in there. And our last point we're headed to now, like I said, is the Dawn Star Spire. We're just gonna take a little swim, take a shortcut. Hope you guys don't mind. And here we go. We're almost there. Wow, see the skull right there? That's pretty awesome. Try to take a shortcut and run up the hill, but it's not going to let me. There we go. Coming up the back side of it. Now this place is where the trader Darkon is from. This is his home where he used to live, and now he has it guarded by these arcane reavers, and there are tons of them. So we're gonna go in, maybe have a look around real quick. A whole lot to see. He's got lots of these guys. And they're going to try to attack me. They're not going to get very far though. Ah, he did manage to stun me though. That's awesome. He's got his little wagon out here. Hitched up. Let's get a bigger view. And there we go. Wonder if he's compensating for anything. That's a very tall building for one person. So anyways, that concludes this video. I hope you found it helpful, semi-entertaining. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. This was a blast, and I hope to see you with the next video. Y'all have a great night.